Aloha! Welcome to Live Yoga Channel. I'm Terra, this is Evan. We are here to practice and share a morning motivation classical hatha practice with you. We are here on the beautiful island of Oahu in the healing valley of Manoa. And so wherever you are in the world, we thank you for joining us here live. We meet on Mondays and Thursdays. And then for those of us that are catching the replay, wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this, please let us know, subscribe. We're trying to grow our viewership here, and we're so happy. So let's go ahead and get started. So roll out your mat and find a comfortable seated position. If cross-legged feels most comfortable for you with some space in between the base of your body and your feet, by all means, you find some comfort, please. Roll the shoulders up and back, take the palms to the knees, face up, thumb and fingertip together. Close the eyes and take the gaze in between the eyebrow center and begin to draw your awareness to the breath as it's moving in and out of the nostrils. See if you can lengthen your inhalations. Allow the belly to grow big and wide so that you can feel the full deep breath growing inside the body. Feel yourself growing taller. Pause and then exhale slowly through the nostrils. Notice if you can make the exhalation slightly longer than the inhalation. Your gaze in between the eyebrow center and your eyes closed, let us set an individual intention for our practice today. We'll be together for about the next hour and so, and perhaps the mind will wander onto all the things to do today, and so we gift ourselves permission to put our to-do list to the side and give ourselves presence and awareness. Maybe a word popped into your mind's eye. Gift yourself an intention so you can focus throughout practice. Should your mind wander, we can come back to our gifted intention to ourselves. And so it is. Beautiful. Let's open the eyes. Let's get started with Kapalabhati. It's a breath practice to relieve some tension and harmonize the fluids in and around the skull. So how this works is it's going to be a forceful exhalation through the nostrils. At the same time, you're going to be drawing the belly button back to the spine. And then don't worry about the inhalation. It happens on its own, but you'll follow my pace. Inhale, exhale, 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 exhale. Go ahead. Draw your pelvic floor up as if you're keeping yourself from going to the loo. Exhale, 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 exhale. Completely. Inhale, half lung of breath, half lung of air. Pause. Drop the chin into the chest. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Pull the belly button back to the spine and draw that pelvic floor up. This is a breath hold, kumbha, breath retention. We're building the prana or life force energy in and around our body. When you need the breath, release the holds. Sip in a little more breath. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Let's open the eyes. Let's keep the head and neck center, and we're going to move through our warm-ups into yoga for the eyes. We're going to stretch the muscles in and around the eyeballs. So go ahead, let's inhale. As you exhale, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look far right, far left, far right, far left, far right, far left, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far right, look up, far left, look down, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far left, look up, far right, look down, center. Now instead of stretching the eyes, we're going to focus the eyes. Take the right arm out about shoulder height, not too high, not too low. Extend the index finger up towards the ceiling. Take your gaze to the fingertip. As you inhale, we're going to bend the elbow and slowly bring it towards the nose, doing your best to keep from blinking. No hard and fast rules. It's okay if you do. Take the elbow back out slowly, keeping your gaze on the fingertip. When the elbow is straight, look past the finger. Bring your gaze back to the fingertip. Bend the elbow slowly towards the nose. Doing your best to not blink. As you take it back out, when the elbow is straight, take your gaze past the finger. Take your gaze back to the fingertip. Last time. Look past the finger. Release your hands. We're going to rub our palms together, build some heat, some healing energy. Continuing with our yoga for the eyes. I'm going to send some healing energy to our eyes, especially with all the screen time we have. Take the right palm and cup it over the right eye. Take the left palm and cup it over the left eye. Do your best to keep from light from coming in between your fingertips, and then breathe slowly through the nostrils. Sending healing energy to the rods, the cones, or the retina. So very grateful for this gift to see. Healthy, healthy eyes. Go ahead and release your hands. Interlace the fingertips. Extend those palms out and away from you. Inhale, draw the palms up overhead. Let the biceps be parallel to the ears. Drop the chin down slightly so that the chin is parallel to the earth. And breathe slowly. Stretch along the side body. Press those hands up to the heavens. Stay soft in the face. Engage your ujjayi breathing. Feel a slight constriction in the back of the throat as you inhale and exhale through the nostrils. We call upon this breath to be our guide throughout our practice so that there's ease and a smile on the face as we practice, staying positive in our attitude. Should we feel constricted in our face or be making a funny face, this is a cue from our body that it's time to back off. This is your practice and it changes from day to day. Let's release the hands. We'll take the back of the palms to touch. Take the right palm over the left, interlace. We're going to take the hands in towards the chest and then back out again to your degree. Everybody's different. Every practice is a little bit different. So make sure that you can keep a smile on your face as you breathe slowly here. Take the arms back towards the body. Release the palms. We're going to switch sides, honoring that we may feel totally different on this side. Taking it one breath at a time. The hands in towards the body and then out again. Breathing big into the belly, all the way up the chest. Exhale slowly. Communing with the breath and letting the breath be our guide. Take the hands back to the body. Release, shake it out. And then we're going to move back onto our mat, coming into stick pose, Dandasana. I like to remove the excess flesh from my sit bones so that I feel rooted and plugged in. Take the legs out straight, toes up towards the ceiling. You can take the palms to the earth down beside you. Let's move into toe cranks. Moving just the toe, warming up our toes for 1 release, 2 release, 3 release, 4 release, 5 release, 6 and hold. Go ahead and release. Take the right leg and cross it over the left. And just like we interlaced the fingers, we're going to interlace the toes. Pinky into pinky, second toe into second toe. Have some fun with this. If you've been practicing with us, you may be getting better at this. If you're new to this, just give it some try. Have some fun. Go ahead and squeeze wherever you are as we're activating the nerve endings from the tip of the toes. We're waking it up all the way up to the sciatica for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. We're going to switch sides, taking our time here. Interlace the first toe, the second toe. Third toe is amazing. Fourth toe is magical. Wherever you are today, squeeze and release. Warming up now to the ankles. We're going to move our ankles forward and back for 1 release, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. Now let's make circles, first clockwise, 1 direction, 3, 4, 5, 6, bless you. Opposite, 1, 2, 5, and 6. Warming up to the knees. We're going to bend the left knee, draw the sole of the foot to the earth, grab onto the elbows underneath the knee, sit up tall, and let's make circles with our left knee. First clockwise, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then opposite. 5 and 6. Release the legs, send it out in front. Take the right knee in towards the chest, grab onto the elbows, sit up tall, and then make circles. 3, 4, 5, 6, opposite. Beautiful. Warming up from the knees to the quads. Let's open up this big muscle group in the front of the legs. Take the right foot into the inside of the left thigh. Take the left foot on the outside of the left hip. Lean back on the hands, and perhaps this is your pose today. This could be plenty. You can feel a nice big stretch here. If this is where you are, breathe deeply. If you have the privilege to come down into your elbows like Evan's showing, you can let your head drop back and then let your breath be long, slow, and steady. Perhaps you can come down into the head. Perhaps you have the privilege to come to rest with your spine resting on the mat and your arms up overhead. Breathing into the psoas, all the connective tissue here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale your arms back down by your sides. Press into the elbows and the palms to come upright. And we're going to take some time switching to the other side. Acknowledging that we may feel more tight or more loose on this side. Taking it to your degree. Walking back on your palms, perhaps onto your forearms and elbows. Let the head hang back. Find some comfort here and enjoy the long, deep breaths. Feel free at any time to let out a nice sigh with your exhalation. Vocal releasing helps to move stagnant energy. Let's inhale and draw the hands back towards the sides of the hips. So we're going to help our body upright. As gently as you can, we're going to come to the front of our mat in a standing position. Feet close together. Roll the shoulders up and back. Standing tall. Close the eyes and simply feel your body standing. I want you to connect to the earth. Feel the earth underneath of you, underneath of your feet. Even if you're on the 15th floor of a building, we can close our eyes and visualize our feet connecting to planet Earth, feeling a part of the earthly plane and feeling rooted and supported by life on planet Earth. So very grateful for this earth that we get to walk upon. Next, as we inhale, in your mind's eye, that space between your eyebrow center, please visualize the most beautiful sunrise or sunset you've seen recently. As we move through our warm-ups into Surya Namaskar, paying respect to the sun and all the life it gives to planet Earth. Each of us have a personal relationship to the sun. So very, very grateful for each day of life. We'll move through these 12 poses being guided by our breath. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart center. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up. Get long in the side body. Reach those fingertips up towards the heavens. Gaze to the ceiling through the eyebrow center. Exhale, let's hinge at the waist. Fold forward. Body in half. This is the first stretch of the day. Please, no overstretching. If you need to have your knees bent here, that's totally okay. Perhaps you can bring your fingertips to the floor. Just let your head hang heavy. Bring the weight in the feet towards the balls of the feet so that the backs of the legs are long and the sits bones go up towards the ceiling. Perhaps you have the privilege to bring your palms to the earth and you can face them backwards with your fingertips facing your heels. Relax the face and breathe deeply here. Let's take our fingertips facing forward again. We're going to bend the knees and then take the left leg back. Drop to the knee. Drop the top of the foot to the earth. Inhale the shoulders up and back. We're going to lunge into that front right knee. Coming to balance underneath of that front big toe as well as the back knee and the back foot. The chest is up towards the ceiling. The gaze is as far back on the ceiling behind you. The fingertips are to the sides of the waist and we're breathing slowly here. Smile on the face for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands back to the mat. We're going to tuck the back left toes, send the right leg back to meet the left. Coming into our first mountain pose. In the West, we call this downward facing dog. In the East, where our teacher's from, they call this mountain pose. The body's shaped like a mountain. So press down evenly through all 4 corners of your palms. See that the elbows are the inner elbows are facing one another. See if you can get your inner armpits to look at one another. Press down through the balls of your feet and see if you can reach both heels evenly towards the earth. Let the head hang heavy. Your gaze is in between your ankles. Your breath is slow and steady. At the bottom of your next exhalation, we're going to drop to our knees, chest, and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar, 8-limb pose. 2 toes, 2 knees, 2 hands, chest and chin. I like to come up on my fingertips. The gaze is down the nose. The breath is slow and steady. Release the palms to the mat. Drop the belly to the earth. Inhale, slide your chest through your palms. And for this round, let's come to Sphinx pose. So let's come to our forearms. The tops of the feet are flat on the mat. The gaze is up towards the ceiling. Getting a nice, gentle back bend here as we're warming up the body. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take the hands underneath of the shoulders, tuck the toes, press into the palms, and lift those hips back to mountain pose. Let's take the left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee and the top of the right foot. As we inhale, the shoulders up and back. We're going to take the chest towards the ceiling as we look up and look back. Lunge into that front knee, balancing our left big toe in the center line of the body for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands back to the mat. Tuck the back right toes. Take the right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold. The body's starting to warm up here, but let's stay steady and slow with our breath. Lengthening all along the back side of the body. Take those sits bones closer up towards the ceiling. Bringing the weight towards the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, take the palms together. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale through prayer position. Release the hands to the side. Beautiful. Close the eyes and introspect. Noticing sensations swirling around your body as the body is starting to warm up. Let's do the same thing on the other side, moving with the breath. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Look up. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward. Bend the knees, right leg back. Do you want to grab that?
Okay, we got a little minute.
So it's right leg back, correct? I already did left.
Yeah. Good morning. We had a technical glitch. Thought we might have had an earthquake. Gratefully, it was just the phone flying out of its area, so we'll catch you in the middle of this salutation. Right here. That looks pretty good.
Let's go ahead and begin again. We were just at the beginning. So inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. Thank you for doing that. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Body in half. Bend the knees. Take the right leg back. Drop to the knee and the top of the right foot as we inhale. The shoulders up and back. Ashwasana Shavanasana. Release the hands to the mat. Tuck the back right toes. Exhale the left leg. Mountain pose. The bottom of the exhalation, drop to the knees, chest and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, cobra. Bring the belly to the earth, the tops of the feet. Draw the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to tuck the toes, press into the palms, lift the hips back. Mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop the left knee and the top of the back foot. As we inhale, the chest up towards the ceiling. Release the hands to the mat, back, tuck the back left toes. Exhale, the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Hands together, inhale, all the way up overhead. Look up. Exhale, close the pose through the heart center, hands through prayer. Release the hands to the side. Go ahead and close the eyes. Notice the beating of the heart. And then with your gaze in between the eyebrows center, let us imagine the most beautiful full moon that you've seen in the night sky. We'll move through Chandra Namaskar, paying respects to the other celestial body that draws so much life on planet Earth, similar to the tides that shift all along this planet based on the phases of the moon. The yogis acknowledge our human aquariums as being impacted by the tides and all the waters and the fluids, having impact from the phases of the moon. So as we move through a waning moon, let's move through Chandra Namaskar, paying respects to the beautiful moon in the night sky. Inhale deeply, open the eyes. Exhale, hands through prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist. Bend the knees, take the left leg back, drop the knee in the top of the left foot. Bring the hands through prayer position at the heart. Lunge forward and then take those arms up overhead, crescent moon position. Stay balanced here, breathe gently. Use your right knee to find center and balance with the midline of the body. Same with the front big toe. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands back to the mat. Tuck the back left toes. Exhale, send the right leg back to meet the left. Press the heels down towards the earth. Notice that one heel wants to move. Press back more than the other. Exhale deeply. Let's drop to the knees, chest and chin. Inhale through Cobra. Draw the chest through the shoulders. Tops of the feet are on the mat. The gaze is up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, press through the palms, lift the hips. Inhale. As you exhale, open the mouth and let out the breath. At the bottom of the exhalation, keeping all the breath out, begin to pump your navel center. I want you to pump your belly up, down, up, down, up, down. Massaging the pancreas, the liver, the stomach, the intestines, all the internal organs. Yoga for the organs. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Go ahead and pause, release. Bring the breath back to normal. Inhale. Draw the left foot in between the hands. Drop the knee in the top of the foot. Bring the hands through prayer position up towards the ceiling. Lunge into that front left leg. Take the chest and the gaze as far back up on the ceiling behind you. Release the hands. Tuck the back right toes. Exhale, bring that right leg up to meet the left. Forward fold. Hands together. Inhale all the way up and back. Exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale deeply. Open the eyes. Exhale, hands through prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, look back, stretch tall. Exhale, fold forward. Body in half. Bend the knees, take the right leg back to the top of the knee and the top of the foot. Hands through prayer position at the heart and then up overhead, lunge into that front left knee. Now your hands can be in steeple position or parallel, no hard and fast rules. Do what works for your body. Staying relaxed in the face for 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the back toes, send the left leg back to meet the right. Drop to our knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga, Namaskar. Drop the belly to the earth, inhale to Cobra. Take the gaze up. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, exhale, send the chest back towards the thighs. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop to the knee and the top of the left foot, hands through prayer position, all the way up overhead, lunge. Release the hands back to the mat, tuck the back left toes, exhale the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Hands together, inhale, up overhead, exhale through prayer position. Release the hands to the sides. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take your gaze in between the eyebrow center. Take a nice deep inhalation through the nostrils. Exhale slowly. Bring the breath back to normal. Become aware of the beating inside of your heart as the body's warming up here. You might feel the capillaries around the skull, the fingertips and the toes are vibrating as the lungs, the healthy lungs are taking in each breath of fresh oxygen, purifying it and sending it to the heart, where this beautiful, loyal, committed, beating heart is pumping blood to all the cells of our body. Healthy heart, the auricles and ventricles. So very grateful for the systems of the body that work behind the scenes without us even thinking about it. We're so very grateful for this heart. Let's go ahead and open the eyes and move into our first asana of today. Let's come to chair pose. So we'll bring our feet and our knees together, hands through prayer position at the heart. Bend the knees and begin to sit down as if you're sitting in a chair. You can take your arms up overhead, and just like before, no hard and fast rules. Your arms can be parallel or steeple position. You want the biceps parallel to the ears. Sit down a little bit further. The chin is parallel to the earth, but your gaze is in between the eyebrow center up towards the ceiling. So you're looking up. You're keeping your face soft. The sides, the ribs are long, so you're reaching through those fingertips. Sit down a little bit further and then lift those toes up off the mat, just the toes. In the final position here, your face is relaxed and the breath is slow and steady for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Sit down a little bit further. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale those hands up. Release the hands back behind you. Interlace the hands. Draw the fingertips towards the heels. So we're opening up that chest. Look up. And then exhale, begin to fold the body in half. And see what it feels like for you to take the arms away from the low back. It may be different for each of us to your degree, but use the support of gravity so that the top of the head is going towards the top of the feet. Your chin is in your chest. Your breath is long and slow. Draw your sits bones up towards the ceiling so the weight of the body is in the balls of the feet. As long as you feel steady here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands to the low back. Bend the knees. Help the body upright. Slowly bringing your hands through prayer position. Release the hands to the side. Beautiful. We'll come into twisted chair here, bringing more of the yoga for the organs, bringing some massaging to our hard-working internal organs. First, the stomach. Let's bring our hands into prayer position. We'll bend the knees And this time we'll take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. We're going to stack the elbows and twist the head and neck so that we're looking up to the ceiling past our right shoulder. We're pressing into our palms. If you need to look down and make sure that your head's not too far in front of the toes, please do so, and then take your gaze back up to the ceiling. Your belly button is engaged towards the back of the spine. You're sitting down, getting a nice twist from the base of the spine to the base of the tailbone. Drop your left hand, keep it on the outside of your right knee. Take your right arm up towards the sky. Open up, look up towards those fingertips. You can stay here. You can also bend that right elbow if you've got a bind, and take the back of your right hand to the outside of your left hip. For 3, 2, and 1. Release, bring the hands through prayer position at the heart. Take a nice gentle inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. We'll do the same thing on the other side, bringing loving attention and appreciation to the hardest internal working organ of the body, the liver. Inhale deeply. Exhale, bend the knees. Take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Stack the elbows and twist from the base of the spine. Take your gaze up past your shoulder. Bend the knees a little bit more. You can stay here, or you can release your right hand, keeping the elbow tucked on the outside of the left knee. Take the left hand up towards the ceiling. Open up that chest, look up towards the fingertips. Stay here or bend that left elbow, taking the outside of the hand to the right hip. Sit down a little bit further. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, release the pose, bring the hands back through prayer. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. So very grateful for this body. Let's take a step back onto our mat. Now that we've moved through the chair series, we're going to move through table. So keeping your legs together, shoulders up and back. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Steeple position or hands parallel. The chin is parallel to the earth. And then as we exhale, we're going to hinge at the waist, but pause at 90 degrees so that our biceps are parallel to the ears. Our fingertips are reaching towards the front of the room. We're drawing, our belly button is engaged, so our belly's engaged, and we're taking that belly button back towards the spine. Pressing back through our sits bones. Reach through those fingertips. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, bring the hands through prayer position at the heart. We're going to take the weight into the left leg, send the right leg back behind us. Keep the hips and shoulders square. If you have a shoulder or neck injury, you can keep your hands here at the chest in prayer position. If you'd like to take your arms up overhead, reach towards the front of the room. Feel strong here and balanced. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands through prayer position, and then we're going to take that leg, swing it all the way through, up. So we're still balancing on that left leg. We're drawing that right leg up. See if you can get the toes as high as that hip bone. Smile at the shake in the leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Shake it out. Great job, everybody. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So let's first find some stability in that right leg. Bring the hands through prayer position. And then send that left leg back behind us. Keep the hips and shoulders square. Draw the arms up overhead towards the front of the room. if that works for you and is available for you today. This is your practice. Lining up the left toe with the midline of the body, pressing back through the heel. Stretch long here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands through prayer position. Draw that left leg up and through. It's okay to wobble, it's okay to fall. Having some fun here. Extend that left leg out in front, press through the heel, lift the toes up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, shake it out. Let's bring our legs to the outside edges of the sticky mat. We'll come into swaying tree. Let's take our arms up overhead. Take the right hand and grab onto the left wrist. Send the left hip out to the side and take the strength of the right arm and draw the left arm overhead while we turn and look up towards the heavens past our left bicep. Stretch long here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up to center. Let's switch sides here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, send the right hip off to the side. Use the strength of the left arm to draw the right arm overhead. Take the gaze up towards the ceiling, past the right arm. Inhale, back up to center, release. Let's bring the feet 5 inches away from one another. We're going to come into Padastasana, hand to feet pose. Now we'll find variations if you're still feeling tight behind your legs. So inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the waist. Fold forward. And so what we're attempting to do here is get your palms underneath of the feet and then press down as far as you can. If that's not available for you today, by all means, hold on to your shins, the back of your ankles. Everybody else, we're going to take our hands underneath of our feet, press down onto the palms, let your head and neck hang down with gravity towards the earth. Send your sits bones up towards the heavens. Your breath is slow and steady here. Let's go ahead and release the pose. So first is bend the knees, release our hands from underneath of our feet. If you have your hands on your shins or the back of your ankles, stay there. Everybody else, we're going to take our peace fingers and we're going to wrap it around our big toes. Begin to straighten the legs, and then as we inhale, we're going to straighten the arms and take our gaze up in front of us. Let's take a look where the floor meets the wall in front. And then see if you can take your gaze on the wall, maybe a quarter way up the wall, halfway up the wall, 3/4 of the way up the wall. Maybe you can even see where the wall in front of you meets the ceiling. Getting a nice upper back bend here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the head and neck, bend the knees, release your hands, take your palms to the earth, step back into mountain pose. Bend the right knee, send the left heel to the earth, straighten the right elbow. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the left knee, send the right heel to the earth, straighten the left elbow. Inhale, exhale, send both heels towards the earth evenly. With your right arm straight, let's lift the left leg back behind us. The hips and shoulders are square. The left big toe is in alignment with the center of the body. The right elbow is straight. See if you can lift that leg a little bit higher. And then exhale, swing it through. In between the hands, take the right heel to the earth. We're going to prepare as we inhale the chest up. We're coming into Virabhadrasana 1, warrior series. So hips and shoulders are square. We're going to bend that front knee. We can bring our hands through prayer position at the heart. Take them up overhead. Again, your arms can be parallel or in steeple position. But we're gripping the back of the mat with the back of our right foot. We're shining a light. Our hips and shoulders are square. We're lunging into that front left knee. And then our gaze is up towards the ceiling in between the eyebrow center. Reach through those fingertips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. As we exhale, let's open up into warrior 2. Let's move the right leg back just a little bit further. Our hips and shoulders are now parallel to the side wall. Take our arms out evenly. Glance back briefly to make sure the front and back arms are even. And then lunge into that front left knee. Take your gaze down your fingertips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale the right arm up. Avaya Virabhadrasana, fearless warrior. Lunge forward and keep from your belly collapsing on that front left thigh. Your gaze is in between your eyes, up towards the ceiling, smiling at the shake of the leg for 3, 2, and 1. Release the left hand on the inside of the right foot. Open up the chest and send that right arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe you need to walk your right leg back a little bit so you can sink your pelvis more towards the floor. Feel free to stay here, or if you have the bind, you can bend your right elbow and take the left hand, or your right hand on the outside of your left hip, and then you can take your left hand underneath of your left thigh and grab onto your wrist, your fingers. Wherever you are, open up that right shoulder and take your gaze up towards the heavens. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands, drop to the right knee. Let's heel toe off the mat. We're going to come into Kandanyasa, which is an arm balance. So let's take our hands into push-up position underneath of our shoulders. We're going to bring the weight towards the front of the body. So much so that we can take the left elbow and hook it into the left inner thigh. As we bend the elbows as if we're coming into a push-up position, maybe walk that right knee back. We can hook that right elbow into the right inner hip. And then begin to play with lifting your knee and then your toes up off the mat, coming to balance on your palms. Give it a try here. A is for attempt. And after you've done it a few times, everybody, let's meet in child's pose, Balasana. Take your hips towards your heels. Take your forehead to the mat. Take your hands down by your side, palms facing up. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. See if you can visualize the brain inside of the skull as it rests on the mat. Feeling so very grateful for the brain and the nervous system, all the neurons and electrons firing inside of this fatty tissue, water soluble, super fluid brain. So very grateful for the auditory nerves that connect to the brain so you can hear what I'm saying. And that with the mind's intellect, you can interpret it and then give yourself cues to move your body into movements with us. We're so very, very grateful for the brain and the nervous system and the gifts to hear and move through life. Thankful for a healthy brain. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we're going to meet back up into mountain pose. So we can do the same series, Virabhadrasana series, but on the solar side, our masculine side, to bring harmony to our beautiful body temple. So when you're ready, let's meet in mountain pose. This time sending your left heel to the earth and lift your right leg up and back behind you. Your right elbow is straight, pressing down into your palms. Lift that right foot a little bit higher. Exhale, swing it on through in between the palms. Take the left heel to the earth. As we inhale the body up, bringing our hands through prayer position, lunge into that front leg, and then send the arms up overhead. Engage the back leg and grip the mat with the back. The side of the back foot, and then take the gaze up to the heavens in between the eyebrow center. Lunge into that front leg. See if you can take your left armpit slightly more forward than the right. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, open up into warrior 2 position. Walk those legs back a little bit. The hips and shoulders go parallel to the side wall. Glance back briefly to make sure that your hands are even, and then take your gaze, turn the head and neck down your right arm. Lunge into that front knee and look off into infinity. Inhale the left arm up to meet the right. Avaya Virabhadrasana. Fearless warrior. Lunge into that front leg and keep your belly from collapsing on that thigh. We're gripping the mat with the back of our left foot and we're looking up towards the heavens. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the right hand on the inside of the right foot. Open up the chest. Take the left arm up towards the sky. Walk those feet back a little bit more so you can sink in your hips towards the earth. Feel free to stay here. You can also bend that elbow and take the left hand on the outside of the right hip. You can take your right hand underneath of the right thigh and grab on somewhere. Open up the left shoulder, look up towards the heavens. Bring your heart open to the sky. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands. Bring your knee to the earth. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Bring the hands in prayer position underneath of your shoulders. Maybe back a little bit. Bend the elbows so you're bringing the weight towards the front of the body. You're going to take that right elbow and hook it into the right inner thigh. Take the left elbow and hook it into your left hip bone. And then lift, so you'll lift your left knee up off the ground and then begin to play with your toes. So you can balance. Give it a few tries, and then everybody, let's meet back into Balasana, child's pose. Take a nice long, slow inhalation through the nostrils. Open the mouth and let out a nice sigh. Return the breath to normal through the nostrils. In this forward fold position, let's feel the breath moving through the body. See if you can introspect and bring awareness to the back side of the body. As you breathe deeply, visualize the low back, the kidneys, the adrenals, the backs of the lungs and the heart, all receiving fresh life and fresh energy. So very grateful for the kidneys, how they cleanse and purify the body. Healthy, healthy kidneys. Let's go ahead and we'll come back up. Meeting in mountain pose. Take the heels towards the earth. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the right leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the right leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, pressing through the heel. Take the left leg up and back, Straighten the right elbow. Inhale the leg a little bit more high. And then exhale, swing it on through. We're gonna lift our right back heel and we're gonna come up into, as if we're coming into Virabhadrasana 1. But with that right heel lifted up off the ground, take our arms through prayer position and up, and then lunge further. Take the gaze up towards the heavens. Feel the nice lengthening along the psoas and the right quad for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands back through prayer position. Let's take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. We're going to stack the elbows and twist the body. Have some fun here. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. You can stay here. If you have a fly in your practice today, you can take your right hand to the earth. You can take the left hand to the ceiling. This is what we call fly. You can stay here. You can also bend that left elbow and take the hand to the outside of the right hip. If you have your bind today, go ahead and find it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands. Great job, everybody. Send the left leg back. Mountain pose. Take the left heel to the earth. Extend the right elbow. Take the right leg up, pressing back through the heel. Exhale, swing it on through into warrior 1 position, keeping the hips and shoulders square. Keep the back left heel up off the mat. Lunge into that front right knee. Bring the hands through prayer position at the heart and then up overhead. Find an unmoving spot on the wall or the floor in front of you. We call this our drishti. You can focus here. This is especially helpful during balanced poses. So stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands through prayer position, and then we're going to take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Stack the elbows and begin to twist the head and neck. Look up towards the ceiling past your right elbow. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can stay here or take your left hand to the earth. Take your right arm to the sky. Open up the chest. Fly. Stay here or bend that right elbow. Find your bind if it's available today. Have some fun. Also honor where you are for 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands, send the right leg back. Mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Bring the breath back to normal. Let's take the left leg up and back behind us. This time stack the legs, bend the knee. Look to the ceiling under your left armpit. As you inhale, swing the left leg up. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So come to rest on the back of the right knee and the top of the right foot. Lift the shoulders up. I like to come onto my fingertips. We call this, I like to claw my fingertips. And so we're sitting our pelvis as close to the earth as possible. We're taking our right heel as much into 90 degrees as possible, as much as it feels good to you. And then we're visualizing our hips and our shoulders square towards the front of the room. Let's come into twisted pigeon. We'll take our right hand either on our right thigh or on the mat in front of us. Take the left hand, grab onto the right thigh back behind us. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Take your gaze as far back on the wall back behind you. Release. We'll come back to center. Perhaps your leg is happy where it's at here. Perhaps you can lift and bring your foot a little bit more towards 90 degrees. We're going to inhale and open up the chest, look up, and then exhale, come to rest. Fold that chest forward over that bent leg, bringing your forehead to the mat. You can bend your elbows and make a pillow for your head. Wherever you are, breathe slow and steady. Inviting you to use your vocal releasing as you exhale. Let out a nice sigh and see if you can notice that you earn a millimeter more in that hip region. With each breath, the body is gathering stagnant energy and then relieving it from your body. So very grateful for this body. Thank you, body. After your next full exhalation, we're going to bring our hands back underneath of our shoulders. Inhale, help press the chest upright. We're going to tuck the back right toes. Exhale, send the left leg back behind us. Shake it out with X's or O's, however it feels good to you to dispel the energy. And then send that left heel towards the earth. Straighten that right elbow. Lift the right leg, bend the knees, stack the hips. Look towards the ceiling underneath of your right armpit. Exhale, swing that knee up towards your right wrist. Take the left leg back. Find your pigeon on this opposite side. Honoring, it's going to take some time, but let's come upright first. Breathe here. Take your chest up towards the sky. Really sit down in that pelvis. Let's inhale the left arm to the left thigh or out in front on the mat. We'll take the right hand to the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Take your gaze as far back over your right shoulder as you can. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back forward. Make any adjustments in that front leg for you. Open up as you inhale, and then exhale. Come to fold forward over that bent knee, and rest your forehead either on the mat or on your bent elbows, where you're making a pillow with your forearms. Make sure you're breathing long, slow, and steady here. After your next exhalation, as you inhale, let's bring our hands underneath of our shoulders and help the body. Inhale, press into those hands, lift that leg, shake it out back behind you, making X's and O's. Let's walk our feet towards the center of the mat. Let's walk our hands back. We're going to come into squats position. Our knees are wide, our hands are in prayer. We can use our elbows to press those knees away from us. Just sit down and relieve the low back. We'll take our left hand to about 10 p.m. We're going to keep that arm in front of the left knee. Take our right arm up towards the sky. Reach through those fingertips. You can stay here by all means. If you'd like to bend your right arm and bring your hand on the outside of your left hip, and then find your bind, keeping your left hand in front, or your left arm in front of the left knee. You can do that, and then open up the chest and look up towards the ceiling. Let's go ahead and release. Come back to center. And then let's do the same thing on the other side. Take the right hand, keep the elbow in front of the right knee. Come to about 2 p.m. Take the left fingertips up towards the sky. Stay here if you'd love, or if you have the bind in your practice today, find it for you. Open up that left shoulder. Take the heart up towards the sky. So very grateful for this deep twist, wringing out the entire nervous system from the base of the skull down to the tip of the tailbone. Healthy, healthy spine. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come back through center. And then let's bring our feet together. We'll take our hands. We'll come up into crow pose. So our hands are in push-up position. We can bend the elbows. I like to bring the knees on the outside of the triceps. So we're lifting those hips. We're bringing the weight of the body towards the front of the mat. And then your chest, your gaze is up towards the front of the mat, and then you begin to play with lifting one toe off the mat, then the other. Try a few times. If you're like Evan and you have your crow and you can go straight into headstand, by all means do it. Give it a few tries. When we practice balance poses, they help to bring poise into our day-to-day life. Let's go ahead wherever you are. Let's come down. We'll tuck the shirt, if you have a baggy shirt, we'll tuck the shirt into the shorts. And if you have your headstand practice in the middle of the room, or you can safely do a headstand against the wall, by all means do so. For the rest of us, if we prefer to do shoulder stand, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to come to lay on the mat. Swing the legs up overhead. Keep the elbows in close to the body, so you're resting on those triceps and elbows. The hands are supporting the low back and the fingers are up towards the sky. Your feet, your ankles and toes are together. Your gaze is in between the big toes up towards the ceiling. Your chin is in your chest. Your breath is slow and steady. Every organ in your body is smiling here because we're reversing the blood flow. So every organ is receiving a luscious bath from the reverse of fluids. The heart, the stomach. Sharvangasana, queen pose, is also known to be stellar for the thyroid and parathyroid. So whether you're here or in headstand, let's everybody take our legs wide. Breathing gently here. Bring your legs back together. Whether you're in headstand or shoulder stand, let's take one leg forward and one leg back. If you're in shoulder stand, the one leg forward is going to be more like one leg up towards the ceiling and then the other leg towards the floor. It's okay if your foot doesn't touch the floor. Let's bring the legs back up to center and then we'll switch sides. Bring your legs back up to center. And if you're in headstand, feel free to do any variation. If you're in shoulder stand, let's bring both legs up overhead. Bring the feet towards the floor. If your feet touch the floor, you have the privilege to relieve your hands from the low back and release them and draw them towards the floor as best as can. Release your hands and let them come back to your low back. We're going to bend the knees to the outside of your ears. And then gently roll the spine back down onto the mat, one vertebrae at a time, as careful and loving as you can. Extend the legs out in front. We'll pause in a mini shavasana, bringing the feet about 12 to 16 inches away from one another. The arms are about 7 or 8 inches away from your hips, palms facing up. Let's let the head and neck rock from side to side a couple times. And then everybody, let's come into fish pose to further relieve some stress caused by the inversions in the head and neck. We're going to bring our palms facing down underneath of our bum. We're going to bend the elbows and then lift the chest up towards the ceiling so that we come to rest on the top of the head. Our feet are together, our ankles and our big toes. Press those big toes towards the front of the room, and then take the bottom set of teeth past the upper set of teeth. These are your fish gills. Breathe slowly here. Let's release the fish gills. Take the head back down to the mat. Release your hands to the side. Rock the head from side to side. Back to center. Let's come into spinal twist. Let's take our arms out to our sides like a T, palms facing down. We'll take our left leg, our left foot, and bring it onto the right thigh. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and help guide the left knee over the right side of the body. Make any adjustments that feel good to you, and then take your gaze, turn your head and neck down your left arm, looking down your fingertips. Breathing gently here. Help guide your knee back up through center. Extend the leg out in front. Bend the right knee. Take the right foot on the outside of the left thigh. Take the left arm and help guide the right knee over the left side of the body. And then twist your head and neck. Look down your right fingers. Let's release the pose. Let's come back through center. Adjust your hips and then extend both legs out flat on the mat, about 12 to 18 inches away from each other, whatever feels comfortable in your body. We're going to come to rest in our final posture, Shavasana, corpse pose. Take the hands about 8 inches away from the hips, palms facing up, or whatever feels comfortable for you. I'll take us through an active relaxation. Go ahead and lift your left leg up off the mat 2 inches. Point the toes, flex the calf, and then flop the foot. Lift the right leg up off the mat 2 inches. Point and flex. Flop. Inhale, squeeze the buttocks. Draw the belly button back down towards the spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Relax your hips and genitals and pelvis region. Inhale, draw the breath up the side body, all the way up towards the clavicles. Exhale, open the mouth. Make a fist with your left hand, lift it up off the mat 2 inches, squeeze and flop. Take your right hand up off the mat 2 inches, squeeze, make a fist, and flop. Keeping the back of the head on the mat. Drop your chin into your chest, chin into your chest, chin into your chest, and release. Let the head and neck rock from side to side and back to center. Inhale, lion's breath. So take all the energy, open the eyes. As you exhale, open the mouth, squeeze, let out the tongue, and release. Letting the breath be totally natural, no efforting any longer. We use the mode of rajas, passion, to move through our practice today, to move the body and contort it into all the different postures for detoxification. Then we move into shavasana to bring balance and harmony, into sattva gun, the mode of goodness. It brings balance and healing to our life. So with that awareness in between your mind's eye, see if you can notice the breath as it's moving in and out of the nostrils. Feel the sensations or the temperature on your upper lip. Notice if you can take your introspection to the navel region and notice with each inhalation, the belly button moves up. And then with each exhalation, the belly button moves back down towards the spine. Notice it without any effort. Just witness. Be the observer. In your mind's eye, mentally say to yourself with each inhalation, inhale, navel up 10. Exhale, navel down 10. Inhale, navel up 9. Exhale, navel down 9. Counting backwards from 10 to 1 at your pace. Release the count. Release any mental activity and let yourself simply relax. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Simply be. If you find that thoughts come into your mind, let them pass like clouds passing in the sky. Begin to draw your awareness back into the physical, allowing your breath to grow big as you take in a nice long inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Take the thumbs and touch each fingertip gently. Wiggle the toes. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Whatever sort of movement helps you to reawaken, as if you've taken a beautiful cat nap. Eventually we're all going to find our way over into a side lying position on the right side. Taking a moment to pause, send ourselves some appreciation for rolling the mat out and doing this practice with us today. The yogis believe that the heart governs the emotion of love. And that each time we roll out our mat and do practice, we're cultivating self-love. We're expanding our self-love and sending it to every cell of our body. And the more we grow our self-love, the more we're able to understand ourselves and have compassion for ourselves. And then we can also extend that compassion out into the world. So very grateful to ourselves for showing up today and doing practice. And as you're ready, and only when you're ready, let's take that left hand. We'll take the palm to the earth and help guide the body upright. We'll return to a comfortable seated position facing forward. Similar to how we began, palms on the knees facing up, thumb and fingertip together. Take a few breaths here, and without judgment, simply acknowledge the transformation that's taken place as we've utilized this practice to transform the elements of our body, earth, air, water, and fire. What an honor it is to practice with you today. Bringing the hands into prayer position at the heart. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, thank you. Mahalo and Aloha. That's what we say here in Hawaii. We're so grateful for all of you. Our subscribership and viewership is growing around the world. So if you're in Turkey or India, China, United States, wherever you are, please leave us a message. Let us know where you are. It feels really good to be growing our cyber ohana. And please, by all means, subscribe, share this with your loved ones. We're growing our offerings. We'll meet again on Monday at the same time. Evan will be leading, and then on Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, I lead a chair yoga class. So take a work break and utilize some props, as well as yoga for the organs in the Trust Your Gut Club. So have a beautiful day. Take this yoga off into the world. Shine your light onto the world so that people notice something's different. Have a beautiful day. Thanks so much for joining us here. Ahui ho. Aloha.